If you have a $2 bill, you're going to want to watch this video right now because the $2 bill that you're looking at on the screen right now sold for $3,960. And as the video progresses, the bills get more and more valuable. So stick until the end and let's just hop into this video. So when you're looking at the front of this 1976 $2 bill, you would have no idea why it sold for $3,960. Now, did you know they still produce $2 bills to this day? That's right. I'll still go to my local bank and pick up $2 bills from time to time and hand them out as gifts or pay with them at the store or use them as tips, and people usually lose their mind. They think it's the coolest thing ever, which they are cool because the US doesn't print as many as the other denominations, but I guarantee you they're still producing them to this day. Now, why did this one sell for nearly $4,000? Well, if you go to your local bank and pick up a pack fresh bundle of $2 bills and the back of yours is blank like this, you're in for a treat because you just found an error note that is missing the first print. So during the printing process, they actually produced the back of the bills first, then the front of the bills, and the third and final print is going to be that overprint, which is the black and green seal, the serial numbers, and the district numbers around the bill, which in this case are those 8s. Now, when you're looking at the back of this $2 bill, this one's over $4,080, it looks like the bottom left corner is cut off. Now, when you flip it over to the front, you can see that the bill was printed on the back, then printed on the front, and then before the third printing that we were just talking about, the corner got folded over and printed on. This is a printed fold over error and it sold for $4,080. Now, looking at the back of this bill again, at $19,200, I want you to look at the back plate number, which is located at the bottom right corner of this bill. This is essentially an internal number for the employees where they're producing paper money to show where this specific bill is located on a printing plate. Now, if your $2 bill is missing a backplate number, that can make it very rare and valuable. However, it's very unlikely. When you flip this bill over to the front, you can see the third print is doubled. Now, be very careful because this is the most commonly altered $2 bill I see. People will see a video like ours and say, hey, I can just replicate this in my printer and try to sell it online. People get scammed every single day. You don't want to be another statistic getting scammed on a bill like this. That's why third-party grading companies like BMG are so important to the hobby. This example right here sold for $19,200 because the third print is doubled. I wanted to show you this example. So this is an extreme example of what a bank would get from the US Bureau of Engraving and Printing. This is a pack of 4,000 $2 bills, so there's a face value of $8,000. Somehow, someone got their hands on this and they were able to sell it online for $21,150. $29,900. We won't spend too much time on this specific example, but the first thing is, look at that grade. It's a 58. That means there's a fold somewhere on the bill. Now, why is that important? Because if there is not a fold on this bill, it would have sold for a lot more money than $29,900. So if you haven't noticed already, this is a serial number 1 bill and it's a star note. So star notes happen when a sheet of bills has an error on it. A quality control manager notices that, destroys the sheet, and produces a new sheet of bills with a star at the end. That, in combination with it being a serial number 1, which is the most sought after serial number because of its rarity, this banknote sold for nearly $30,000. So this is the same type of bill, except this one is not graded at a 58. It got the 64 grade, which means that there are no folds on this bill, which is great. Now, 70 is the highest grade, and when you get into the uncirculated grade, it really comes down to the eye appeal and mainly the margins. The margins are the white border around this bill. You can see the left margin is much smaller than the right margin. That's why it didn't grade higher, except as an example, the previous bill sold for less money. This one sold for $35,250 because it's a higher graded bill. That's why the grade is very important. You don't want to fold your bill or damage it. It will decrease the value. So before Federal Reserve notes with the green seals, they had legal tenders, which is this. So this is the first year, 1928, where they started producing small size paper money. Everything before this was large size. This is genuine. It's real. You can literally bring this $2 bill to a bank or a store and pay with it. However, we highly recommend against that because this example sold for $63,250. So if you have a 1928 $2 star note like this and it's in high grade, you're going to want to get it checked out because $63,250 for this one. Here we have the same type of note. However, the last print is inverted. It's upside down. You can see that what's going on there. This example sold for $10,281. Last but not least, we have one of my favorite types of error notes. So the front of this bill is a $2 bill from 1918. It's a Federal Reserve banknote. And what's so cool about this specific bill is typically the back is a battleship. However, the example here, the back is a $1 bill with a spread eagle on the back, and the front is obviously a $2 bill. So this is a double denomination bill. Some people will call this a $3 bill. However, it's going to be worth a lot more money than that because this one sold for $14,400. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to pick up our completely free coin and currency ebook down below, and we'll see you in the next one.